no deal planning to the possibility of there being an alternative to a no deal, which is obviously a deal. Neil, I think you wanted to kick off questions.
Thanks, Convener. Good morning, Cabinet Secretary. There's obviously been a lot of votes in the House of Commons last week and on Monday evening. I wonder if you could clarify why your Westminster colleagues abstained on Ken Clarke's proposals for a minimum of a permanent customs union.
Yeah, because it does not include freedom of movement, and that's absolutely crucial to us. We've never supported a customs union per se. We believe that it is the single market and customs union relationship together that would make the difference in this. Now, we did not support Nick Bowles in the first attempt because we didn't think that that was clear enough. There was negotiation over the weekend, and negotiation can produce results, because there was negotiation over the weekend which produced a clearer text from Nick Bowles and assurances which we thought were satisfactory, and we backed his resolution. And it is very similar to, there are some differences, but very similar to the position we took in December 16. A customs union on its own does not do that. And a customs union on its own does not provide the protection that we need, and particularly in terms of regulation. A customs union not only permits, but allows very substantial regulatory divergence. And it is the regulatory divergence that is the problem. In addition, freedom of movement is absolutely central to this. The Scottish economy needs freedom of movement. There is no doubt about that. I mean, I've used at this committee before the example of the Highlands and Islands as a region that will lose 20% of its workforce in the next 5 and 10 years because of demographic factors. That will lead to very substantial continued depopulation unless that labour force is replaced. There is no clear way to do so without the present freedom of movement arrangements, and that's what we should go for. So that's simply why.
Thanks for that answer. I mean, I realise your preference is for no Brexit and for maintaining freedom of movement, but I think the key phrase in Ken Clarke's proposal was a bare minimum of a customs union. Therefore, if you want to go further, you could still support that proposal. Are there any if that proposal is to come back as a minimum of a permanent customs union, are you willing to compromise at all on that?
Not unless it was it would have to be fleshed out so that we understood it. I mean, with the greatest respect, and I do take Ken Clarke at his word, but a bare minimum from what is a backbencher isn't actually very reassuring at this stage. There needs to be more than that. But I think what we need to focus on Tuesday was, that old Westminster maxim: the vote follows the voice. In a sense, we know what people supported. They supported the common market too, and they supported a referendum. So those would seem to me the two big areas where it would be possible to coalesce around. And, we would want to see what happens. Now, this changes hourly almost. We don't know what Jeremy Corbyn will take to the table. The First Minister is in London today too. We have our absolute clear views, and we do think ignoring Scotland by refusing to discuss this with the Scottish Government today is not a sensible idea. But that being said, I think that you could get continued movement around a common market too and a referendum. And I think that's where the focus might be. I would much rather not have a Brexit, and if there is to be, I think having a confirmatory vote is absolutely essential, given the changes that have taken place over the last 2.5 years.